Hello. Let me turn down the TV a little bit. This is PD 123 ... And the way PD works is that it used to be a forward straight line with keynotes. Always get better, always move forward. The end is never the end. It's always continuous. When you achieve something, there's always going to be more and more. Accumulation as such. But with that value structure, you kind of it's kind of complicated. Kind of have to realize where the focus is, where you need to find your theme. So it's about finding the theme, the whole structure. What is the theme to your story for PD? What is your scale? Stretch, focus, flow. And through that, you recognize where to go, where you can take it. What is the plot? And by figuring out the plot is by cultivating a story about where you're exactly moving on this indicator. But the only way to do that is to design a way of feedback. So if a story rises, falls, and then repeats, goes to the beginning, you have to see a whole new scalar cycle where it rotates around the second time 200%, 300%. It kind of gives more frame of reference for that structure. And it's about cultivating like a understanding of how like a story and movement works, but it's not all about the story, because when you confuse it with the story, that creates disfigurement, and disfigurement leads to loss and sacrifice. And sacrifices were made to get to where we are now, which is probably not what you thought you'd be in, because you don't really want to be here anyways, because you still feel like you're failing, no matter if you're moving through this elaborate field. So it's about categorical, where it's not about constantly updating or constant betterment. It's about movement through the scale, stretch, focus, flow, plot, to be able to navigate exactly where you are on that scalar process, all through a field called the alpha, beta, sigma, omega, delta field. It's not related to the hierarchy that we already have nowadays, but it is what inspired the new hierarchy. And this field can be used to demograph a demo for mastery, which is surrendered into the doctorate. And it's not a rank, it's the self-identified figurements but it's not wholly in representation until later. But then later you start to figure out that this structure kind of has like a feedback interference system where it becomes modular, where it cycles and it repeats into new cycles. And the only way to do that is to learn where you are at the moment, so you can move through the shapes of a function, and the shapes guide you because it's more scalar, more two-dimensional. But however, because it's modular, it's still one-dimensional for some reason. Just how it works. So it's like it's a movement. The purpose of the theme, the plot, and stretch is to create algorithm of how a purpose works, how you move through the flow with it, and how you find that state of flow that leads to 0 point energy inside yourself, which you have unlimited amount of sorry, I do that thing in my mouth, it's irritating. It's like you're on automatic all the time, but you need to work through the manual. Here's what I got so far. I'll be able to show you it later. But the purpose is important too, but purpose can be destroyed. So you need something that is a constant, a sort of constant that never changes no matter where you go. And that constant is what you feed into, that gives you purpose in a structure. It's like the format. It's like a stasis, like a pivot, like an anchor. But you need more than just that. You need an anchor below that anchor, and an anchor below that anchor, and you need grounding. But is it all just to build like a tower? Do you want a tower, or you want like a road to travel on, or do you want a sky you can fly in, or you want a mountainous region you want to go across? There's different ways of thinking of a PD with the secular and materialistic side of spirituality, where it's about seeking success, enlightenment, endarkment, and or divinity, or monastery pope-like appearance, prayer, which is tied with that. All in all, you don't even need a new page to do this all in, because what you make more, this stretch is kind of like a feedback. and the feedback creates a kind of cycle, but the cycle can be different. It's not always the same. It could be Mobius like, where it leads you back to where it was before in a new stretch, or it is non-linear, totally non-linear, and you never go back to the same place you were before unless you make the rule to go back. And one rule in PD is to go slow. Slower than the slow, slower than that, slower than that. And you realize when you reach a marker where you believed you achieved what you achieved, such as a success, succeed more than that. Succeed more than that. And each new barrier of success is a new etymology, which is not the same success as before. It's like a fractal system where each successor is part tied to the logic of the previous successor. That's all I gotta say for now for PD 1 and 2, if you want to learn.